Cardano continues its price consolidation, all the while fear increasing across the crypto markets. In this video, I want to break down the Cardano charts, what's going on with price, but more importantly, the silver lining to it all. What's up, everyone? Welcome to Crypto Capital Venture. Hit the subscribe and like on the way in. I really appreciate it. It means a lot. Let's jump into it. Here's Cardano on the weekly. We're going to dig into it on the zoomed out, the short term, what's going on with price right now. But I want to start here. This is one silver lining, and we can just start. I tweeted this. This was July 7th. You all know about this. Grayscale sold other cryptos in their fund in exchange for ADA. As you know, ADA recently added to Grayscale, their large cap fund. But today, you might have seen this news as well. Grayscale says institutional fund featuring Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, and additional altcoins now registered with SEC. So they said, we hold our products to a higher standard because this is what investors want and what we believe they deserve. Events such as the large cap fund becoming our third SEC reporting company and the additional Form 10 filings signal that there is continued investor interest in gaining exposure to the growing digital currency ecosystem within existing regulatory frameworks, and that regulators continue to engage with market participants in the asset class. Regulators continue to engage with market participants in the asset class. ADA is here, everybody. And the reason why this is one silver lining is very simple. This is happening. Like all of this stuff, this adoption, and now with Cardano in particular, the institutional funds that will be coming into Cardano, and I'm not just saying it's here, I'm saying it's going to be coming into Cardano. Wait until smart contracts are live. There's a lot of people waiting for that. A lot of people in the crypto space, just on Twitter, retail, but also large scale investors. They're waiting for smart contracts. Now, this is a vehicle for that to happen, for this money to come in. But more importantly, this is all happening while my comments and comments all over Twitter are so bearish. And I'm getting so many bearish comments. It like almost gets tiring just to create content because there's so many people that are just posting such negativity, and they actually seem mad at me. Like I did something, like this is my fault. And I know a lot of other people that create content are dealing with the same thing. But I said I'm getting so many bearish comments, and it's such a bullish indicator because now we have the confluence of things like this happening with Grayscale, and there's other things going on with on-chain metrics for Bitcoin, so many other things, bullish indicators across crypto in general. But then you have this market sentiment, and look at the Bitcoin fear and greed index, extreme fear right now. And this is happening, and this is a silver lining. And, I don't want to come off as overly bullish because I know I am just in general foundationally bullish when we're looking at crypto in general, but when we're zoomed out on a weekly chart for Cardano is a great illustration of my bullishness, especially as we go into this phase leading up to smart contracts. I don't want to always just be bullish, and I don't want to mislead anybody that's new into crypto and they see a video of me talking about Cardano or Bitcoin or whatever, and they're like, wow, that guy's bullish. I guess markets are definitely bullish. Because on the short term, of course, everyone, there is so much room for downside. There really is. But that's another silver lining because we've already endured, and I talked about this in a Bitcoin video yesterday, we've already endured a 50% dip in Cardano. The opportunity now is presenting itself, and it's an opportunity that back here in the entry to the bull market, as people were entering the space, it's an opportunity that they missed. But now, this dip and this consolidation, the opportunity is beginning to present itself again. And there can be larger opportunity if Cardano continues to the downside. But I want to talk about these charts a little bit. First off, on the ADA BTC pair, what's going on here? I think there's a longer term story, and this makes me bullish on Cardano, even against Bitcoin. And look, I have this chart. This is for me too. This isn't just for these videos. Almost 50% to the upside breakout, almost 50% to the downside breakout. These are possibilities that within my own mind, I know are possible. I just know they're possible. And I talked about this before. Even if Cardano retraces on this ADA BTC chart, we get a break to the downside, 50% against Bitcoin. It would probably look something more like that, or something like this, up and back down, and We have to be patient against this pair. Even in a situation like that, on the macro, Cardano would be putting in a higher low in what I think is going to be a very, very strong uptrend, long-term macro uptrend. That's why I'm here for the long term, everybody. I'm prepared for downside, and that's why I'm always kind of coming off bullish. On the short term, though, I do want to echo the fact that we have to be prepared for downside. Here's on the A to BTC pair, a very, very general look at what could happen over the weeks and months ahead. We could come down 50% against Bitcoin. But the opposite is true. We could see 50% gains against Bitcoin. But going over here to the weekly chart on Cardano now, we're entering an interesting phase where Cardano really is entering this leading up to smart contracts phase that we've talked about for months and months and months on this YouTube channel. We know the story going into Shelly. We know the story going into Mary hard fork. We now know, and we are getting ready for the story going into Alonzo hard fork and smart contracts, the biggest of them all. And the thing is, even with that bullishness, right, there is a silver lining. Even with the potential for downside, the silver lining is the fact that with smart contracts come an entire ecosystem that is getting ready to be built on Cardano. So if I come across as very bullish on Cardano, this is why. And it's a long-term thing. This isn't like a 2-week thing. When you see me covering content or something, I'm not thinking in like the next few days or even the next few weeks or even the next few months. I'm thinking long-term, large-scale stuff. So even a dip, say to this 50-week moving average here, and this is right around 65 cents, that means literally it means nothing to me, right, on the short term, because I'm here long term. And I don't say that to discount anybody that bought and invested above 65 cents. I don't say that to discount that at all, because especially people that might have bought $2. I know there might be some pain there kind of coming back down from that. You feel like you got in late. I've been in investments like that, trust me. And what I've learned over the many, many, many years of bad investments and good ones is the fact that remaining patient and having a cool, calm, and collective head on your shoulders is what will win. And what that entails is a long game. And it starts on this weekly chart. It's the long-term story of Cardano. Smart contracts here is such a foundational piece to it. The staking mechanism that came into effect back here last summer, such a foundational piece to it. And the pieces for Cardano are coming together. Let's dig into the charts though on the short term, because I know so many of you are interested, and we start really dissecting what is possible in the short term so that we can be prepared. We want to mentally be prepared so that when we get dips, when we get these, breakouts out of nowhere, we're kind of like, all right, this is why it happened. Here's what to watch for. So going to the daily chart, this is what we were checking out, I think, in one of the last Cardano videos. Cardano's in a very clear downtrend since the all-time high. We see that. We're trying to reverse that, and we still have a lot of potential to do so. What we talked about was we got this 20-day moving average cross below the 50-day, right? This green line crossing below the blue line. So we had a very similar move in our last huge consolidation that we had, and this was right before the bull market started. And that was the 20-day moving average cross below the 50-day, that green through the blue line. Cardano bounced off the 200, and we put in a higher low here. Cardano is telling a very similar story right now. We have to just wait for it to play out, which is we put this 200 moving average bounce. We have a higher low currently, and the question is Cardano going to break this higher low support? Because there is support there. And I want to take a really quick look at a clip from 3 days ago. I will say we can give a little room for consolidation. Again, that Fibonacci support is down here. In the dollar, what is it? $1.18 to $1.10 range. So that's at $1.33. And here we are talking about a dip, getting prepared for the downside, even though we want breakout upside, right? And this is it. This is what that support looks like. That Fibonacci that I drew was this swing low back here on, this is a 6-hour now. And this swing low is that 200 moving average hit that we got on the daily. So that swing low to swing high, right around $1.50. Cardano has this support area, a higher low area, and just taking a quick glimpse on the daily chart, it would be a very similar type of, let me zoom out here. It would be a very similar type of higher low area that Cardano put in back here before taking off. What's so interesting to me, and I'm not going to dig into this too much, is just the fact that we've been talking about this chart and other on-chain metrics for Bitcoin. And this is a stablecoin supply ratio chart. But the last time Bitcoin was bouncing off of this area on this chart was actually right before that November bull market entry, right? So October area. And when we're looking at this chart over here on the daily chart, and we're comparing the similarities to Cardano, right back here in this vicinity is when Bitcoin was doing that. And Bitcoin's doing a very similar thing right now. There is a very strong case that we can continue into this bull market. Now, if we don't, right, let's go to the 6 hour. Say all support fails. Here's what I'm watching. And this is something we've been watching. There are so many different triangles on the screen. And they really just, they stem from a very clear story of lower highs. It's just been lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, right? So we were tracking a symmetrical triangle when we're tracking potentially this descending triangle setup, right? Because we can kind of use this dollar range of support over and over again, even right here, this dollar range, and we have kind of this descending triangle. And there's a very clear breakout target to the 50 cent area, right? 50 cent has kind of always been in play. It just seems if Cardano is going to fail at that dollar and we capitulate, 50 cents is that area. Now, are you ready for that? That's the simple question at the end of the day. In an atmosphere where I'm doing these videos and I'm talking about a dip like that, coming from $1.26, smart contracts on the way, I'm not even sure it's going to happen. I just know it is possible. You want to be ready for it. But in that environment, right, I'm still just bullish. Even with that possibility, I'm so bullish on Cardano because, again, I always have to digress to this long-term, weekly, zoomed-out chart. But on the short term, here's the thing. Even on the short term, it's just, I don't even start talking about that 50 cent target much until we break below and get bearish confirmation below this higher low support area. And that is $1.18 to $1.10. That's the area that we want to watch. If Cardano breaks that and we start getting separation and we'll start testing a dollar again, that's a more bearish confirmation. Remember, we track these things to the upside too when we wait for bullish confirmations. A good example, this swing high right here to swing low to $1. We were tracking this this move for Cardano. Let me get rid of this Fibonacci. So we were tracking this move for Cardano, which is swing high, swing low, up to Fibonacci resistance. And it failed, right? We didn't get the bullish breakout that we wanted to get, the bullish confirmation breaking that area. So we're waiting for the same thing now to the flip side. Bearish confirmation, which will be breaking this area, $1.18 to $1.10. So that's what I'm watching for. Time will tell if it happens. We have to be patient, but that's what I'm tracking. But I kind of wanted to explain myself why I am so bullish on Cardano, and I don't want you to misinterpret it or take it the wrong way, but there's a very clear reason, and it's just because I'm here long term, and I think Cardano is going to do such amazingly huge things in the crypto space. Smart contracts, huge ecosystem, projects coming over from Ethereum likely, and I just think it's going to be so big. So of course there's room for downside. You have to be prepared for those things, but we track it, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to track this thing. I'll be here with you at 50 cents, and we're going to have, we're going to just talk about the fact that we all formulate our own plans along the way. We figure it out along the way, but that's the key. That is the key, being patient and having a plan. It's not prediction, everybody. It's just being prepared. So hit the subscribe. I appreciate you cruising through. I really do. Hang in there through this little dip. Let's track support. Let's see how things progress. Hit the like on your way out. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.